Before 1812, they would have had white wool breeches with long black gaiters.
Anybody fancy it? No.
But on his top is the main feature, a red coat. Why red? Not because it was to hide the blood. This is a myth. It's because after the English Civil War, when Oliver Cromwell started the new model army, he decided to choose the colour of the English or British army at the time, and red was the cheapest dye. So they went with red. Why is white colour? You think that would be a bit compared to today's army, green, camouflage, white stands out. And that was kind of the point. Stand out on the background. You can't fire it today, but if you see our guns firing, that powder, or the smoke, it creates quite a bit of powder from each musket. Times that by hundreds or thousands, cannons and all the like, then there would be a thick fog across the field. It's called the fog of war. On each coat is buttons and lace. And ours has a Prince of Wales feather. See the specific design on the lace. Grade is called. That is specific to our regiment. Every regiment would have their own buttons and lace. We also have blue cuffs and collars. It's also specific to our regiment. This is the Royal Welch Fusiliers. We have green, yellow, red, black. We have Royal Welch Fusiliers. On top of our heads, bearskin cap. This is a parade item. Because we are Fusiliers, we are usually known as just for grenadiers, but because we are Fusiliers, we get bearskin caps. On campaign, they would have had shakos with covers on. But because we're Fusiliers, we wear it today to demonstrate their elite status. On top of the coat, crossbow, one is to carry cartridges for our weapons. The other is to carry our bayonet, which is also called musket.
That's the bayonet.
On his back is also a small bag that's called a haversack. That is for storing food. We've also had backpacks called knapsacks. That's one set of clothing. Each use them every year. It's to last the entire year. Everything was carried in this backpack that was spare on campaign. Imagine a real battle situation, there would be hundreds of soldiers, if not thousands. Drums would be used to repeat the calls of the orders, because our sergeants or officers' voices are carried simple. It's also an important part of military life these days. It sounded the sound of warning for everyone to wake up, to go to breakfast, to go to lunch, real practice. The officer is part of the infantry class, part of the upper class of social red, much brighter, to stand out.
Do we go and be
Let's harken back to time of old, where knights had gorgets or gorgets for armour.
Ben.
Essentially going out early in the morning, they're allowed to grow their beard. They went to build bridges, cleared roads and such, so they also wore an apron, a bill hook. They don't often have axes, swords on the back to do the deed. So, as briefly mentioned before, this is the weapon that we carry. It's a flip-lock musket. This is essentially lasted for about 150 years, this type of weapon. It's used what is called a flint lock, and that is because it has a piece of flint here. Then it's this piece of metal, which is a hardened piece of steel, and sets off a small amount of powder in here. Pan, a small amount of powder goes through this tiny hole. So, pull it back, put the rest of the powder down, small amount of sparks will hit this piece of metal, and send the musket ball through. So, grab their cartridge and put it toward their mouth. Cartridges would not be like a metal case cartridge of a modern weapon today. It would be a paper cartridge with a measured amount, all sewn on top. Right! As I say, they put the rest of the powder, put some of the powder into that small disc. And the rest of the powder, the ball and the powder down. Withdraw. Run! Run down. Cartridge! Here they're condensing all the powder and the ball down to the bottom. It's an important step to return this ramrod, because if it's left in the barrel, it may be fired across the battlefield, which may injure someone, but then they can't fire their weapons. Shoulder! Up! Make! Ready! Present! Fire! So, obviously we didn't actually fire the weapon. You imagine death and carnage thrown out. Shoulder! Up! Order! Up! The final weapon in the Fusiliers arsenal is back! Bayonet! Shoulder! Up! 17 inches of triangular steel. This was primarily a weapon of psychological warfare. You imagine hundreds of thousands of soldiers advancing towards you, then it wasn't necessarily the point of battle to kill all the enemy, it was necessary to push them away from the field or move them into a disadvantaged location. Port! On! Forward! March! Up! Right! Charge! Bayonet! Oh! So, at a slow and steady pace, they'd advance towards the enemy, and then gradually at the last point, they would charge in. They'd have to keep their order whilst moving forward, not to maintain discipline. Shoulder! Arms! So this is part of what they call fighting in line. The French fought in column. Obviously we've only got 4 soldiers, so it's not really demonstrating much of a line. If you picture, say, 100 soldiers this side and 100 soldiers that side and 3 rows behind them, that's kind of more the numbers you're thinking of. When you're fighting against infantry, you want to be in a long line, so you've got lots of muskets shooting all in one direction. When cavalry come involved, then that's a bit of a disadvantaged position to be in. Two paces to the right to march. So they'd form what is called squares. So imagine the big long line, the two ends of the line fold in and part of that line folds round to make a massive square. So they'd be in ranks like so. Front rank kneeling. They'd have two ranks kneeling like so to defend off from horses, and they'd have the ones behind, opposite in the middle, protected in this square. The horses couldn't chase off them, they can only go round. Horses don't really like to fall upon big bits of metal, so it was a very it was a key in part of the Battle of Waterloo, where the French sent thousands of cavalry and the British formed into massive squares and basically broke their cavalry.
Don't go near them, we're just playing.
The only issue with this formation was it was very static and artillery could destroy it quite easily.
Won't go anywhere near them. You understand
Shoulder,
that?
arms!
Yeah, right, good.
Is there reason because they, if it's
Rear rank! Two faces to the left. March! Forward. March!
Because they're frightened of the spikes.
Fair to right. Wheel! March!
Corporal, are we going to form square again? Because we're all eager to do it again.
Okay, there you are.
yeah.
Right. Well, that's our talk, our demonstration. We thank you for listening. We're going to give you a final salute as it would be given to generals.
We're eager to do it again. Yeah, form square and then we'll do that?
No.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a final salute, usually left for generals or maybe Wellington himself, but you'll have to do. General salute! Present! Arms! This is where you applause! Shoulder! Arms! Thank you very much. If you'd like to come and talk to us in our camp, please do. We're here for the rest of the day. But now I'm going to leave you over to Corporal Prosser, who's going to drum up some recruits and do some drill with any recruits we have.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, right?
Come on.
You've heard about it, you saw it, now you're going to participate. Order arms. Get off your beaner.